Hi everyone, it's Marianne, and I am here today to start a new series called Doing It with Doilies. And I was going to make a few things and remembered that I had promised Bernice, who is in the Happy Paper People, I don't even want to say how long ago, because it was probably right about the time, well, never mind, I don't know. It was probably a couple months ago is all I want to admit. A couple months ago, I promised Bernice that I would show her how I made some doily pockets that were in a journal that she saw the flip through on YouTube. And I don't have it anymore to show you. And I didn't want to take time to make up some prototypes because I'm going to make some anyway. So I thought, y'all know what doilies are and you know what pockets are, and we could just jump right in and make them. And I think I've probably got everything I need close enough to me because they're really super simple. And that's what I love about these. So I've got several different sizes of doilies here. This one's about 7 1/4 inches. This one's about 5 1/4. Give you an idea of, standard doilies. Both of these are about 4 inches. You can make these with any size doily you want. But the size doily you choose will determine the size of pocket that you end up with. So we are going to use the 5 1/4 inch today, and we're going to need 3 of them in order to do the page layout that Beverly saw in that journal, making sure that there's only one there. Okay, so we're going to use 3, and the first thing I think I want to do is pull out a spray box because I want to give the doilies just a little bit of color. I don't know exactly which journal these are going to go into, but I think I want to give them a copper and denim blue look. So I've got a winter copper here and I've got a penny here, and I'm not sure which one. So actually, I think I'm going to put a piece of paper in first, and I'm going to spray both of them and just see what we get, what color we get, to make a decision as to which one to use. And then I've got denim overalls as another one, a Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. I like these because it gives them color and it gives them shimmer and shine, glimmer all at the same time. So let's try this. I think both of these are new, so I don't remember what they look like because I don't think I've used them before. Okay, so that is Penny over there. And now you see how, if you haven't used these before, the mica on the bottom of these, that dark, or maybe it's light, it's bright, that's actually where the glitter is, the shimmer and the glimmer shine there is the bottom, and the mica, it collects at the bottom, and so you need to shake that up to distribute it again. But you don't want to shake them, like this violently, because that sends it all up here into the nozzle, and then you end up with the nozzle all clogged up, which is kind of a pain. So I do need to open these and just drop a couple of copper BBs in them. Definitely copper, otherwise it'll change the color of your ink spray there. Okay, so that's sufficiently mixed up there. Let's spray this one on the other half of the paper. That sprayer is not working very well. Not working at all, actually. I can see that I'm going to have to take it out and clean it to even get any spray at all. But just for fun, let's find out what color it is. Maybe you hear Lucy in the background. Lucy's my new puppy. She's been sleeping the whole time I've been finishing up projects, and now as soon as I started the video, she woke up. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Okay, well, I'm gonna say we're gonna use the penny, the winter copper then. Oh no, that's the penny, I'm sorry. It's the winter copper that is it's clogged up and the sprayer's not working at all. So I need to, and then this is the denim overalls. Let's see what that looks like with it. I think it will be pretty, but I could try it. Got to get that mica all mixed up in the bottom of denim overalls. Okay, let's try this one out. I just like this spray box because I don't want the spray to go on anything else on my desk. That will be pretty. Let's use those two. Okay, actually, I'm going to leave that down, and it can catch the background from these. Well, we're only going to get, we'll get 2 on at a time, so that's okay. All right, let's give them some penny. And actually, it's going right down the middle, and right down the middle is the only part that's not going to show when we mount it on a on a page. So, of course, huh? See, that mica settles really fast, so you always want to give it a shimmy before you use it. Woo! Oh, that came out just kind of straight. Wow. Interesting. That really came out wet. Wet, wet, wet. But look how cool that looks right there. Okay, but we need that to dry pretty darn quickly because we want to use it right away. Let's see. Wow, that is really wet. That denim blue, that just made a big old smeary mess. Wonder why it did that. Page underneath it looks better than the page on top. Of course, I'm making a big old smeary mess with that. Okay, I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to put the last one on it. I'm going to do the blue first and see if that makes a difference. That's really pretty when you do it by itself. Maybe we need to do it first and then let it dry. Let it dry a little bit before putting the penny on it. Mike is already settled on the penny. Yeah, that just turns it into mud. Okay, so just get closer so that they're not really overlapping so much. The part that is going to show is 2 edges as it's folded, and then a top of the back will show. So let's get just a little bit of glimmer on the top back. Let's see what we can do with those. And when I get all done, if I don't like the color that they are, then I just do something else over the top of them, right? You know my philosophy. If you don't like it, it's not done, and you just keep layering. It's not done until the artist says it's done. So when you say it's done, it's done. Okay, let's get just the top part of that. And I think they're both really pretty. I'm not sure that they're blending so well. I don't want them to blend. I really kind of wanted them to layer. And probably what I need to do is let one dry before putting the other one on, and then they would go just fine because they wouldn't blend in together. Right now, put one on top of the other, and they're both wet, so they just kind of mush together. I'm going to do the heat tool really quickly because they're not drying quickly, and we don't have forever to wait here. So see if we can get these dried. So, well, that is kind of an interesting effect. It does look very vintage, that's for sure. Even though it's not at all the color that I thought I was going to have or that I intended to have. It's very interesting. And I think it would be a good base. So I may be able to go back later and just put some other on top of it. It's got a nice shimmer. This one I like even better. This has got a nice, ooh yeah. As this one dries, hopefully you can see that. As this one dries, it's got a really nice penny, copper penny shimmer to it. Let's try this one. Don't be dripping on the other one that I just dried. The back is getting, my back is pretty dry. It's just this. Okay. All right, I think that's good enough to work with. As long as we can work with it, let's move forward. Okay, so we've got our 3 doilies, and we'll save this. We'll use this again. We'll use this later to make something else out of. And now my official spray box, you can see what it is. It's a lid from an HP box, and it even had a fabric lot that I bought on an estate sale. And I think that it was from an HP paper box. So reams of paper originally in that. So that's how official that spray box is. That's all you really need, is something that allows you to spray, you know, where it's got just enough sides that it's not going to go all over everywhere. Okay, I sprayed just one little piece there because that's going to be the top. And what we're going to do is fold in the 2 sides. And this is real official measuring here. And actually, I want to do where this one is right in the middle, just only because I kind of like it that way. Okay. So all I did, Lucy, don't eat any paper. How do you have a studio and not end up with paper on the floor? I don't know. I just can't seem to not have paper all over the floor. Lucy's sniffing around the paper, wondering what in the world is this stuff. All right, I think my top is bigger than my bottom there, so going to just adjust that just a little bit. So the top comes in a little, the bottom goes out a little bit. And we'll see how wide that is. That's about 2.5 inches. The bottom is right about 2.5 inches. So that should be good. Bring that out just a hair more. Okay. Okay. So that right there is the base for our pocket. Now let's fold the other 2. Of course, that's not how it's going to stay, so don't get worried. Let's see, I want one of these right in the center. I like the biggest one right there to be in the center. I don't know why, just a thing, you know. I mean, you can measure them. You could measure your paper, your page, and how much space you have. And if you want to put 3, my layout, I put 3 of these on. And then, you know, how wide each one of them needs to be to make the exact amount of space filled. And let's see. So the other one was just right about 2.5 inches. So we want this one to be right about 2.5 inches as well, because we want them to look like they are all fairly uniform while still looking handmade. Okay, there's the second, and there's a third. So let's see, we'll do that one right there. Okay. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Aw. I know. We'll go get some dinner as soon as we're done. All right, let's see. 2.5 inches puts us right about there. Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact. Not exact looks handmade, and it's the handmade quality that makes it so awesome. Why does the bottom always end up in farther? So I'll just compensate for that. Right, 2.5 there, 2.5 there. Okay, so there is our 3 pockets, okay, for starters. Now there's a lot of things that we can do with this, but let's say here's a page in a journal. Of course, it's bound right here. So 1 page is where we're going to put these. And what I typically do is put them like this. They're really very pretty by the time you get them. Wow, this shimmer, wow, this copper shimmer just looks really, really cool. Okay, so that's how they're going to end up being. But what I want to do is close up the bottom. And I want these to be down far enough from the top that I can put, I'll put a tag. I'll make tags to go in each one of them, specific for that journal. And I want the tags to be able to go down in there, like that. And the ribbon can come out, but I don't want the tag to be outside of the, and this is not necessarily the size of tag. This is just a piece of cardstock that's sitting on my desk. So, but what I'll do, just easy, is take the bottom, fold it up, and pretty much just line it up to meet these other 2 right here. So we don't have any of that open white space on the bottom. There we go, just like that. Okay, actually I'm going to grab some art glitter glue, and I'm going to glue this down while we're doing this. I'm going to put just a couple of drops of glue right here on this. I'm going to put a little line, not a couple drops. I hope I didn't go in too far on that. Let me use that card. What I don't want to do is glue it to the back. And I should have looked exactly where they meet. I might have put the glue a little too high. So slide that card in, okay. And I can put just a tiny drop here. There we go. Doesn't need much to hold it. Okay. Then I'm going to go down here, and I want it to come up, and I want it to meet right where those 2 meet. That's the way I like to have it. You can have it meet anywhere you want. Okay. So now I'm going to come down here, and I'll put a drop inside here and a drop inside here. That will just make those 2 stick down. And then just a tiny bit around the edge of this. Because I really don't want to stick it to in here. So I don't want any down here. I want it only to come up here and stick where there's other doily. So I can leave that open for a tag to slide in and out. And it really helps to have a piece of cardstock or something, you know, an old scrap of something to put down in there while you're doing it. Okay. And using art glitter glue, that just dries instantly, so it's super easy. You don't have to wait for it to dry to pull this out and then be afraid that it's going to settle on itself and glue shut. That is not fun. Okay, so there is the first pocket. So let's do the same thing quickly on the second and third. Let's see. I'm going to do it just like that. Let's stick this little card in. We make sure we won't get, there we go. Just a tiny drop here to hold that down. A tiny drop here to hold that one down. And let me go ahead and bend it so I know exactly where I want it to be. create a fold. Okay, so now I'll go back here and just put a little bit on the bottom, run it around that top scallop, fold it over. Check my sample tag to make sure that it's moving. Yeah, see, just even a little bit can get in there and seal the whole thing up, and it's really difficult to get down in there and open it up without tearing it. So having this sample tag in here while you're making it. Okay, so that one's drying nicely in there. So there's our second pocket. So now our third pocket. Let's put just a tiny bit of glue right there to hold that closed. Let's slide our pretend tag in there. And let's fold the bottom up to where we want it to go. Could have measured these to make sure that they were all folded at the same spot, but honestly, they probably are. Can't get much closer than that. That's pretty darn close without measuring. So, okay, so one drop in the corner there, one drop in the corner there to hold those two down. And then a little bit here and around. Doesn't take much actually to hold doilies down. And you know, our glitter glue, it actually holds a lot down with not much glue. So let's get that pin back in so it doesn't dry out. All right, before that dries, let's make sure we've got, whoops, should have put that in. There we go. Make sure that that's moving okay, and it is. Good, 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 good. So okay. This is the basic doily pocket, just like this. So you can use it individually anywhere you want, in a, you know, on a journal page or in a card or anything. I like to use 3 of them, as I mentioned, and adhere them down on a journal page like this, and put a tag or 2 in each one. So when you turned the journal page, you'd have those 3 there, and you would have tags in each one and a string coming out the tag. I'll have to make some more of some kind, you know, string or ribbon or something like that. But this being the basic doily pocket, you can see that it kind of looks like a shirt with the tag tucked in it. There's just a lot of ways that you can embellish it from here. You can leave it basic as it is, especially with the sparkly glimmer mist on, excuse me, because it really does look nice with the glimmer mist. But sometimes I'll take a string or some embroidery embroidery floss or some super thin ribbon or something like that. Like this piece of string is just floating around my desk. I've got so many things floating around my desk right now. I'm going to do something where I just only use what's on my desk. Little bits and pieces, and oh, and they're just, a little tiny bin gets full, and so I grab another one, and they're just all over. So this piece of string, for example, has 3 threads woven in it. They're actually just twisted together. Yeah, I put one of them in my mouth. I know, but it's my thread. I'm the only one that handles it. Okay, I needed a third hand to hold that, to pull those 3 apart. So I just pulled them, untwisted them, and pulled them apart. So that makes for a little thinner. That's still really strong string, even 1 ply of that. So then I might take a needle with a big eye. I've got a, whoops, drop that one. I've got a strawberry pin cushion that hangs really close to my desk, and I always have a couple needles in it. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna fly there. Let's see. Maybe we can get a good cut or an angled cut and get it to go in. No, where did my needle go? There it is. I heard it. Okay. It's still really pretty thick. Man, I have no words today. My words are just gone. See, now you could take that and undo it, and you still have, that's still plenty right there, but yeah, it's still pretty thick string. It's not thread by any means, it's string. We don't have to do this. I'll just tell you, because that's not going to work. I would obviously not thread it that way if I was going to do this, and I don't think I'm going to do this today. But take that, and with that needle, I would stitch in both sides of these and cross them like maybe a bustier being done up, or a shoelace being done up, how they cross there. Or you could put it in that one, bring it up, tie it, cut it off, put it in the next one, bring it up, tie it, cut it off, and then the third one, and do 3 of them, and that would make a real nice, like 3 ties on there, which would look really cool. Sometimes I will put tiny buttons down them and make it look like it actually is a shirt or a blouse. I happen to have lying around my desk from things we've been doing this week, some tiny pearls. Let's see, those are regular standard pearls. Here's some pink ones. No, we did this with blue and copper, so this is a blue-gray. That actually looks kind of cool, I think. So I'm going to use the blue-gray, and here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my art glitter glue, because it gives me a nice thin, or, you know, tiny dot. And I'm going to do 3, so I'm going to decide, whoa, that's already coming out. 1, 2, not too far apart. 1, 2, 3. That one's placed better, I think, for my liking. Okay, there's 3 on each. Almost kind of pretty big drops of glue there, because it was already coming out. And now I need some really pointy, what are they? Yeah, those things. And I'm just going to pick those up off there and set it down. And I think I stuck my finger in the second one, and it's almost gone. So let's get a tiny bit more drop there. Come on, gotta hurry and get those on. Yeah, I probably should have just done one at a time, but that's okay. Tweezers, that's what they are. I'm gonna take these very sharp tweezers and one by one pull off these little pearls and set it on the little drop of glue. See how that looks? I think that looks pretty nice. Okay, another, whoops, only one. Set it on the drop of glue. Whoopsie, stuck to the tweezer. The second one. That'll dry clear, so not gonna worry about it. And a third one. And I'm doing these the same because they're gonna go on the same page of a journal, so they have consistency, but they don't have to be the same. Sometimes I do them differently because they're going to go on the same page and I want them to look different from each other. But I do kind of like these looking the same, because then the tags will all be different. The tags sticking out of them will all be different. This one's sticking out here. I'm going to grab him. Looked like he needed to jump out of line there. And one more. Oopsie, got 2. Darn it. One of them's got to stick back. I don't want to lose it. Means I'm just going to have to do something else and use one of these. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to turn that around. It would be on my page like that. I'm going to bring that up a little bit closer just so you can see. I know the shimmer's never exactly on camera what it is in life, but that's a really cool copper shimmer on there. And then that tiny little blue-gray pearl just was perfect to top that off. So then when I put these in a book, they will have a tag or tags. Oftentimes I'll put 2 tags in each one of these. I'll cut it off about here so that you can see the top of the doily pocket. They're all sliding in very nicely. So I'll just give them a few minutes for the little pearl to dry, and then they are ready to use. So again, you can take these and make them out of any size you want. Oops, looking for something here, not there. Okay, you can make them large, and you could make a large one and just put one on the page right there like that, and slide a larger tag out of it. You could make small ones with either the white or the gold, so you wouldn't have to color. The gold is already the gold, maybe just the other side. Or you could even color the back and turn it this way. So you have color on there and then the gold on the inside, however you want to do that. So any doilies will work. Just need the size that'll fit right with the project that you're doing. So thanks for joining me. I invite you to join us on Facebook, Happy Paper People group. It's an amazing group with a bunch of amazing people. It is unlike any other group you've belonged to. I will guarantee you that. So I will see you soon with another tutorial. And until then, stay curious and try something new.